We like to think that those around us are rooting for our success. But what if I told you that envy is far more common than you realize? Studies show that over 75% of people admit to feeling envious in the past year. With those numbers, chances are that you're surrounded by at least someone who either wants what you have or doesn't want you to succeed. Envy is so common that for thousands of years, people have believed in something called the evil eye. It's the idea that you can be met with misfortune caused by someone's envy or ill will, whether intentional or not. To protect themselves, people across the world created ways to guard against this, using talismans, rituals, and prayers. While these might seem like old superstitions, they reveal something important. Envy can be destructive, not just to relationships, but to the people it targets. The belief in the evil eye might seem symbolic, but it reflects a real truth about human behavior. Envy runs deep in the way we interact with others. Envy isn't just wanting what someone else has, it's resenting them for having it. And that resentment comes from comparison, a constant, often subconscious mental game of who's ahead and who's falling behind. Social comparison theory explains it perfectly. When someone sees you succeed, it can trigger their insecurities. Your success feels like a spotlight on where they think they've fallen short. And it's not always deliberate or malicious. Most of the time, they may not even realize it. Neuroscience backs this up. Studies show that when people see a rival fail, their brain's reward center lights up. That brief moment of satisfaction isn't about their own success, it's a temporary relief from their fragile ego. There's a social side to envy. When you achieve something great, it can upset the balance in your relationships. It might make others feel left behind, triggering feelings of inferiority, insecurity, or even anger. Then there's tall poppy syndrome, the tendency to resent people who stand out or excel. In some contexts, this behavior is tied to what we call the hater mentality, where people criticize others' success, or jealousy culture, where it's almost normalized to resent those who achieve more. Some even describe it as the pulling others down phenomenon, where instead of celebrating someone's achievements, people work to bring them back to the same level. For example, imagine a coworker who used to chat with you every day but suddenly starts giving you the cold shoulder after you get a promotion. Or a friend who says, "Wow, must be nice to have all that success," but then avoids inviting you to gatherings. These subtle shifts aren't random. They often stem from discomfort with your success and a desire to restore the old status quo. The root of all this is the same: resentment. It's not about wanting to see others fail for fun, it's about wanting to feel equal again. But here's the catch: seeing someone stumble doesn't actually fix anything. It might feel good in the moment, but it doesn't elevate anyone. It just temporarily soothes insecurity. Here's the truth: when someone wants to see you fail, it's usually not about you at all. It's about them, their fears, their insecurities, and their self-doubt. Your success acts like a mirror, reflecting back what they think they lack or haven't achieved. Instead of facing those feelings, they push them outward, making you the target of their frustration. This is often tied to something called schadenfreude, taking pleasure in someone else's misfortune. It's a coping mechanism. Watching someone else stumble gives them temporary relief from their own struggles. But just like a sugar rush, it doesn't last. It doesn't solve their problems. It just distracts them from their dissatisfaction. At its core, this isn't about lifting themselves up, it's about dragging you down to a level where they feel less threatened. Recognizing this helps you see that their negativity isn't a reflection of your worth, but of their own unresolved issues. Envy often hides behind subtle actions, but if you pay attention, the signs are there. Someone envious of you might highlight their own struggles while praising your success, saying things like, "You're doing so well. I wish I had your luck." It seems supportive but often carries undertones of resentment. Excessive interest in your life is another clue. They might ask too many questions about your plans or achievements, not because they're genuinely curious, but because they're measuring themselves against you. This can feel intrusive and competitive. Unexplained distance is also a major sign. Someone who used to engage with you might start pulling away, acting different, or avoiding celebrating your wins. This withdrawal often reflects their discomfort with the gap they perceive between your success and their own. Backhanded compliments are another red flag. Comments like, "I guess anyone could do it if they had the resources you do," sound like praise but are designed to undermine your achievements. Exaggerated praise can also mask envy. Over-the-top compliments might seem supportive, but their lack of sincerity often reveals discomfort with your success. Envious people might also downplay your hard work, attributing your achievements to luck or timing. You were just in the right place at the right time. Or they might offer subtle criticism, saying things like, "That's great, but don't you think you're taking on too much?" Perhaps the clearest sign of envy is their reaction to your setbacks. If they seem oddly pleased or relieved when things don't go your way, even while pretending to show concern, it's a strong indicator of hidden resentment. By recognizing these behaviors, you can protect your peace and set boundaries. Envy says more about the other person than it does about you. Focus on your own path and don't let their negativity dim your success. Envy is a mirror. It reflects not just what people lack, but what they deeply desire. As Seneca once said, "It's not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Envy thrives on craving what others have, but true richness lies in finding contentment within yourself. Let their envy serve as a reminder to keep growing, not for them, but for yourself. If you found this video insightful, you might like another one on a similar topic. Click on the thumbnail to watch or keep exploring. Also, please comment, like, and subscribe to the channel.